Hi everyone, I'm going to share a practice with you today that works towards Parsvottanasana, which joins two words together, Parsva and Uttanasana. Uttanasana is a standing forward bend, and Parsva means to the side, like when we do a turn like that. So Parsva Uttanasana is where we turn to the side and go forward. Parsva Uttanasana, and the way Sanskrit works is it becomes Parsvottanasana. And before I left England a couple of weeks ago, we were working on it and trying to get also the openness in the chest, so it's got a very calming, quietening effect. But then when the hands are in Paschimma Namaskar, which is this hand position, there's also a very uplifting quality, because the chest is lifted and the shoulders are rolling back. But often the challenge can be, first of all, balance, keeping the hips level. But what happens is the back tends to round a lot. And what we're trying to learn is this extension of the trunk, and see how my shoulder blades are in. And then keeping the upper back kind of concave, the lower back lengthens and slightly rounds. So when you go into the posture, you're trying to maintain the shoulders going back and the elbows going back, whilst the lower body comes forward. So anyway, I thought we'd look at how we can work into that. So just for a bit of fun, let's get started. I've chosen this outdoor spot because I've got places to put my feet. So before you start, just have a look around you and maybe grab a chair, or check that there's a sofa or a coffee table or a chest of drawers where you're going to be able to raise your foot. So this is a kind of hip level, which is a good standard level. It's a little bit lower than my hips, but if you're stiff in your hamstrings, you may need a lower support, like I've got this chair here. This is much lower, so depending on your ability there, take a height where you can straighten the leg. And if balance is tricky, then set yourself up near a wall so you can have one hand on the wall and then the leg raised. So just press pause and go and grab that kit, and then come back and join me. Okay, so spread the soles of your feet, be in Tadasana. Try and bring your weight back onto your heels. Press the frontal thighs back. Stretch your arms down, and already see if you can cultivate this lift in the side chest and these shoulder bones going back. It's like our troubles sort of hang on our shoulders. You know, our troubles kind of hang on our shoulders. That kind of heaviness in the chest, and the shoulders come this way. So we want to learn how to lift the front of the shoulder bone up and back, and then the breastbone lifts, and the shoulder blades press into the body. So shoulder blades in, shoulder bone back, but we're not puffing the chest forward either. So in your Tadasana, notice how as you're cultivating this standing position, this asana, you're also kind of cultivating an attitude. And one of the things I'm noticing here when I'm meeting many local people who have a brightness and a lightness of heart, which is quite revealing for myself, because at times I definitely don't have a lightness and a brightness of heart. And so how to cultivate this openness, how to cultivate this kind of open, present view of people and experience. And in yoga we do it in many ways, and one of them is starting with asana. So get this lift in the chest, and now Urdhva Hastasana. Press the frontal thighs back and stretch up. look at eye level, don't look down at the screen. And now as you're stretching up, feel those armpits are really opening and lifting. So again, kind of opening out those closets, those darker spaces, and shedding light there. Relax your jaw and eyes and bring your arms down. So remember, we do need to, in some ways, enjoy our practice a bit, especially when you're on your own. So don't be hard on yourself. Just enjoy this movement and trust that you've been to enough classes that you're able to really listen to your body and get a sense of how to practice safely, effectively. Now, Uttanasana, so interlace your fingers. I'm going to come a bit closer in case you can't see. Spread your palms forward and stretch up. So again, shoulder blades going in, shoulder muscles coming down, armpits going up. So take care that your arms are not doing this. You know how I often come round and turn those upper arms, so we take the outer upper arms forwards, shoulder muscles down as you lift your armpits. And then change your interlace. And again, stretch up. It was quite a cloudy morning when I started this, setting up this video, and now it's gone really sunny. So I hope I'm not going to just melt. Lift those armpits, shoulder muscles down, and breathe. And bring your arms down. Now we go to Uttanasana. We're going to do Uttanasana to help lengthen this part of the leg or the foot and to engage the thigh muscles. So extend your arms up to the ceiling. Keep those frontal thighs firm. Keep the kneecap muscles, the thigh muscles drawing up. Sides of the trunk lifting. So imagine you're holding a rope hanging from the ceiling, and keep your body going up, up, up as you sit your sitting bones down. Enjoy that lengthening that's happening in your back as you reach up with the arms and go down with the sitting bones. And come up. Let's do it again. Inhale, exhale. Press the arms up and back. Now we come to Parsva Uttanasana, and you're going to use your hands at a wall or on top of a chair. So take your feet hip width apart, turn your toes in so the outer edges of your feet are parallel, and then you're going to have to guess your distance to begin with. Stretch up and stretch forward. And then engage your thigh muscles again, so really use these muscles. Be careful that you don't just push back into the knee without engaging the thigh muscles. Yeah, so a straight leg is a straight leg, and a safe straight leg is with the thigh muscle engaged. If you don't engage the thigh muscle and you're flexible, you can strain the backs of the knees and hamstrings. So engage the thigh muscles and lengthen. And then to come up, you use those leg muscles and come up. Leg, buttock. So let's do a few of these. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, reach forward. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Inhale forward, up. Exhale down. Now you might notice I'm struggling a bit, and that's because I've chosen a distance whereby the ankles are in line with the hips, because otherwise if you go too close, it's easy to get there, but your hips are swinging back, and then you're not really using your legs so much because you're sort of swinging your hips back to reach the wall. Can you see how I'm doing that now? So again, that's not engaging the leg muscles. So we want to choose a distance where it's a stretch to reach the wall, and the ankles and the hips are in line. And then to come up, really really need to use the leg muscles to come up. And okay, I am probably swinging back a bit, but I'm still learning too. So let's do a couple more. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale up, exhale forward. Inhale up, arms down. Now, Adho Mukha Svanasana, this is downward facing dog posture. If you've got a step in your room or a couple of bricks, just take a bit of height or a chair and place your hands on that height. So I'm going to use this bench here. Hands are on the bench, feet go back, and now the feet are much further back and you get more length. I've got a little step here as well. I'm going to do it here. So step back, so you're on the balls of the feet, your feet are way back, so your legs are slanted, your arms are slanted, making a triangular shape. But then again, press those thighs back and engage the thigh muscles up towards the hips. Enjoy the opening of your armpits and those shoulder blades pressing into your back. See if you can stretch the toes forward and the heels back. And start to stretch the backs of the thighs to the buttock and the calf muscle down towards the heels. And then come up. Okay, hope you're still with me. So now we're going to do the exploration of how this standing posture with a leg raise helps us in that Parsva Uttanasana I was talking about earlier. So find a support. So I've got this little ledge here. Feet are together, hips are square to that support, and then without turning out the standing foot, I raise up my right leg, keeping the hips level. I'm going to turn around so you can see my hips, but stay where you are. So your feet are together, face the support, raise your leg up. And then interlace your fingers, spread your palms forwards, and stretch up. Can you get some height? Some length in the sides of your trunk. So your sitting bones are actually still going down, especially on this lifted leg. So that right sitting bone goes down as you stretch up. Change sides, so join your feet. Raise the other leg. So grip your hips in, interlace your fingers the other way, and stretch up. Make sure your standing leg is directly underneath you. Don't let the standing leg be slanting back like that. Now Parsvottanasana, Parsva Uttanasana, same thing, same posture. So come into Tadasana, join your feet. Let your breathing settle. Bring your hands to your chest, bend your knees, jump or step wide. So stepping for those with knee, back issues or menstruating. Then turn your arms in the shoulder sockets and from your feet, stretch up. Still try and keep your weight back so you're not letting the legs swing forwards. Frontal thighs back. Reach up, turn your left foot in, your right leg out and turn to face the side. And can you get that similar lift that you had when you had your leg raised? Can you straighten both legs, especially this back thigh? Don't let it hang down. Make this shape. And then to the other side, right leg in, left leg out. Back heel down, and really get that back thigh, press it to the ceiling. Lift from the front of the hips. Turn Turn to the front, spread your arms, bring your hands in, jump your legs together. Now back to our leg raise. This time we're going to use a belt. So go and grab a belt or a scarf or hand towel or something. And again, so raising the right leg. So join your feet, raise your right leg, place the belt around the ball of the foot. Push the ball of the foot into the belt, pull the belt, lift your chest. Check that this standing foot is straight, don't let it turn out to the side. So keep engaging the thigh muscles to straighten the leg. So it's not just about pushing the leg down, it's about engaging the quadriceps. So there's a muscular action within the shape. And if you're flexible, you need to, and also as we get older and flexible, we tend not to use the muscles. So really you've got to engage those muscles. Grip the hips in, so try not to stand, don't lean. Be careful not to lean on the standing hip. Grip it in, stand tall, and then release. Join your feet and change legs. Place the belt, push the foot into the belt, pull the belt and spin the arms out and lift your chest up. Again, all the same actions to create the shape, engage the muscles. Feel this pushing of the foot and pulling of the belt that helps to move those shoulder blades in. To lift the chest towards the sky. And release. Sorry, there's quite a bit of sort of boat noise and life happening around me. Hope you can still hear me. So the next thing is Uttanasana, and we're going to place the belt around the feet. So your toes are in slightly. You're placing the belt under the balls of the feet, both of them, and then pulling the belt like we did standing and extending your trunk forward. Now if you're stiffer, you'll need to have a longer belt so that you're more like here. So that you're getting that action of pulling the belt and those shoulder blades going in. So slide your hands up the belt till you get that feeling of the shoulder blades pressing into the back. So engage the thigh muscles to the hip and dig your shoulder blades in and extend your chest forward. And then release down. Oh, that was tiring. Try not to let the legs swing back. And again, holding that belt, extend forward. Pull the belt, spin the arms out, shoulder blades in. And then release. So some of you will be able to now hold the big toes. So hook your 2 fingers inside the big toe and your thumb around the outside and hold the big toes. And pull on the big toes and extend your trunk forwards. But make sure your legs are still straight and your shoulder blades are pressing into your back. Inner thighs back. Abdomen long, chest forward, shoulder blades in, trapezius to the waist. Inhale, exhale, spread the elbows wide, release your trunk down. Release the back of the head. Then let go of your feet or the belt. Bring your hands to your hips and come up. And if you get a bit lightheaded when you come up, just stretch your arms up to the ceiling and that helps. Okay, now Gomukhasana. This is the cow face pose. We're just doing the arms. So if you want to have a sit down or stand in Tadasana, let's just do this first before we add the legs. So take your left arm up your back, Reach your right arm to the ceiling, turn it round and catch the belt or catch the hand. So again, we're getting that bottom shoulder blade in and the arm up, that elbow up. And if you need to use your other hand to help, you can just get that arm first and get this hand down and then bring the other arm. The arm comes in. Bicep towards you, tricep away from you. And then the other side. So put the belt across to the left shoulder. So actually let's do this top arm first, get that turn. Bring the arm down and lift that elbow up. Press that shoulder blade in. Catch the belt or catch the hand. And then release. So we're going to do this in our standing leg raise. So make sure that your place where you're putting your foot is stable, because sometimes when we do extra things with the arms, we need to still keep the stability in the legs. So if this is too much for you, then you could just repeat the phase with the belt, or preferably just get a very steady support for your foot. Okay, so your feet are together, firm the outer hips, lift the side trunk, so you're in Tadasana. Get that roll of the shoulders from the top, front of the shoulder rolling up to the back. Raise your right leg. So for stability, you want to press the big toe mound down on that standing leg and keep the standing thigh back. Firm the outer buttocks. Then first of all, Urdhva Hastasana, and get that length, that height, that stability in the legs. And then keeping the top arm up, the left arm up, turn it, bring the hand down and catch it. Gomukhasana. If you need to use your belt, use your belt. So the leg that's on the floor is the arm that's up. The foot that's on the floor is the arm that's up, the left arm. So you've got this long line. Roll the right shoulder bone up and back, crown of the head to the ceiling. And release. Lower your leg and then raise up your other foot. Get your stability, spread the soles of the feet beyond the heels. Get the big toe mounds pressing down, raise up that left leg. Keep the big toe mound pressing down on that standing leg. Urdhva Hastasana. So firm those outer buttocks, engage the muscles of the legs. So you've got a stability and spread your feet, including the lifted foot. The lifted foot has to be active. That'll help the whole posture become alive. Then turn this right arm so that the triceps going forwards, the biceps turning towards you, and bring the hand down, catch it, or use a belt. Feel how your shoulder blades are moving in, your dorsal spine's moving in, and that armpit's open and opening, and let the sun shine into that armpit. Crown of the head to the ceiling. And release. Join your feet. So we go back to Parsvottanasana again with the same arms, with the Gomukhasana arms. So swallow your saliva. Just pause for a moment. Feel how your body's kind of waking up a bit, hopefully, feeling a bit warmer. And bend your knees, bring your hands to your chest. Step or jump your legs wide. Turn your arms from the shoulder sockets. So we're turning on the chest by rolling those shoulder bones back. We're saying yes to this moment as we are. And stretch up. Turn your left foot in, your right leg out. Then this right arm, oh, I'm mirroring now, so this is your right side, so this is your left arm. So the left leg is back, the left arm stays up, bring the hand down and catch it. So just like when we were doing the leg raise, it was the standing foot, the elbow was up. Similarly now, that back foot, that left foot is the elbow that's up. And dig those shoulder blades in and lift your whole trunk up from the hips, chest up to the ceiling, elbow to the ceiling. And then keeping that, see if you can start to come forwards and only go as far forwards as you're able to balance, and keep those shoulder blades in and keep that elbow lengthening forwards, chest forward, chin forward, elbow forward. Inhale, come up. Second time, exhale. Chest forward, chin forward, elbow forward. So just halfway, not going lower than halfway. And then release your arms completely and just let them hang. Open out the fingers and turn to the front. Let's do the other side. Reach your arms, turn them in the shoulder socket. Feel your feet. Engage the thigh muscles. Reach up, turn the right leg in, the left leg out. So the right leg is back, so it's the right arm that stays up. Continue to turn that arm, bring the hand down, catch the hand. Lengthen from your armpit to your elbow. Lift up and extend forwards. Back heel down, back thigh back. Lengthen your chest towards your elbows. And up. And again, so stable in those legs. Back heel down, inner edge of the front foot down, extend forward. Outer hips back, so the waist is long. Elbow forwards. Inhale and come up. Release your arms. Turn to the front. And bring your hands to your chest. Join your legs. So let's revisit our Adho Mukha Svanasana, our downward facing dog posture, and see if we've got a little bit more movement in the upper body and a bit more length in the backs of the legs. So take that height again, so that the comparison is fair. So place those hands, step your feet back, inhale. As you exhale, press back towards your legs. And just be here, feeling how your body's been cultivated by the previous postures. Feel that Gomukhasana action of the arms and shoulders affecting now your dog pose as you rotate those upper arms outwards, shoulder blades in, and come up. So the next arm position is holding the elbows behind the back. This. So you might be able to just do the one, or you might be able to do two. To be honest, I find this particularly difficult. So it's important that you don't do it in such a way that the shoulders come forwards and you're catching the elbows. See if you can do it in such a way that the upper arms are turning out and then you're catching the elbows. If that's not possible, then do just hold here, because we want to prioritize this lifting of the front of the shoulder and this descending down. So I think I'm going to need to wind this practice down pretty soon, because it looks like it's time to sweep the leaves off the road. So anyway, let's carry on. So standing leg raise, raising the right leg up, and catch hold of your left elbow, then your right elbow. Lift your chest, roll your shoulders back. And then release, other side. Raise the left leg. Catch hold of the right elbow, then the left. Now Parsvottanasana. Jump wide. Catch your left elbow, then your right elbow. Turn to the right. Lift up, lift that breastbone, roll the collarbones to the ceiling, and then come forward to that halfway point. And now keeping the shoulder bones rolling up, keeping the arms rolling up to the ceiling, continue to come all the way down. Then press the inner edge of your foot down and come all the way up. And then turn to the front. And the other side with the other hold. So catch hold of the right elbow, then the left, and turn to the side. So lift the front shoulder, roll the arms out. Inhale, stabilize through the feet, through the legs to the hips. Extend forward and down, keeping those arms rolling up, shoulders rolling up. Parsva Namaskar. So some of you will find this too difficult, so repeat the holding of the elbows, or even you can hold the wrists. Holding the wrist is quite a good option because it really gets those shoulder bones to roll back. But otherwise, swing your hands up your back. And then again, feel how you're getting the front shoulder bone going up and the back of the shoulder and the shoulder muscles going down. Okay, so just relax your arms for a moment, and we're going to do this in a standing leg raise. So join your feet, raise your right leg, and then either catch hold of your left wrist or bring your hands to Parsva Namaskar. Spread your feet, spread your palms. And release. Other side. Raise up your left leg. Catch hold of your right wrist and roll your shoulder bones back. Or if you're able to, bring your hands up to Parsva Namaskar. Roll the collarbones to the ceiling. Roll the shoulder bones out. And then release the arms. Join your feet. Adho Mukha Svanasana on the flat. Spread those hands, be on the inner edge of your hands, so thumb and index finger side. Anchor through there and stretch up and back. Let your head release completely. Just feel how your upper back's hopefully waking up, shoulder blades are moving in, and enjoy that length in your abdominal area. Exhale to release any tension. Bend your knees, step forwards to come up, or bend your knees, go down to the floor, and then stand up. So now we come to Parsvottanasana, classical posture, which means how it's taught in Light on Yoga, which is a book by B.K.S. Iyengar, where all the yoga postures are photographed and there's instructions on how to do them. So bring your hands up your back. Parsva Namaskar, or hold your left wrist. Jump your legs apart, coccyx in, armpits up, lift up, and neutral. Turn to the right, coccyx in, pelvic rim up, chest up, inhale, exhale. Forward so you get that length, shoulder blades are in, and then allow your lower back to curve, so you're taking the sides of the waist to the ceiling, but you're keeping the shoulders going up to the ceiling, outer upper arms rolling up to the ceiling. Exhale, press your feet down, inhale to come all the way up. And center. So if you need to release your hands, please do, but I'm going to see if I can continue. So right leg in, left leg out. Bring your hands back. If you were holding the wrists, hold the right wrist now. So coccyx, legs straight, coccyx in, front pelvis up, chest up, collarbones up. Coil over those hands. Enjoy this really uplifting quality here, and then extend forwards, 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 forwards. Allow the sides of the waist to come to the ceiling, so there's a slight rounding in the lower back, but keep those shoulder blades into the body. Shoulders rolling up to the ceiling. Head quiet. Release the head down. Lengthen the neck. Bring your head in towards your leg. Exhale. Firm your legs. Inhale. Come up. Big toe down of the front foot. Turn to the front. Join your legs. Keeping that impression in your chest. Release your arms and just let them be in Tadasana. Just be with that tingling and allow it to fade as you feel your inhalations and your exhalations. So Uttanasana, standing forward bend. So that was Parsva Uttanasana. Now we're just doing Uttanasana. And if you're able to, we're going to do it with the legs together. But if you've got any back issues, then have the feet apart. If your back is particularly bad, you may need to just do this with your hands up on a height, so you're not bending too far forward. But otherwise, feet together or feet apart, and then come forward. So no back issues, not too stiff. You can bring your feet together and lengthen forwards and down. Try to keep your legs upright, so don't let them lean back, and release your head and neck. Release the sides of your waist down. Into the concave back stage, get those shoulder blades in, waist long, and then exhale. So to come up, remember you've got to use the muscles of the legs. Don't just swing your hips back and lean into the tendons. Engage the thigh muscles and come forwards. Come up. So you've done a lot of work on your legs now, so let's sit in Virasana. Sit between your feet. Those of you with knee issues, what would be restful for your legs? I think just sit down on a chair. So feet hip width apart, sitting on a chair if you've got knee issues. Otherwise, sit in Virasana, so sit between your feet. So your shins are long, calves lengthen back, and sit down between your feet. So this releases any tiredness in the legs from what we've been doing. remember you can use blocks. So a lot of people sort of sit on 2 blocks. It's not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of intelligence, using what you need. Then turn your arms outwards, rest your palms on your feet or rest your fingertips to your feet depending on how high you're sitting, and then feel the resonance of the Parsvottanasana, that opening in the chest, your hands in your back, this lifting of the front of the shoulder that brings a lift in the chest that is quite quiet. So cultivating mental emotional states via the body. And if we practice this in our asana, in our yoga practice on the mat, hopefully it'll have an effect day to day when we're out and about. So just breathe here, allowing the legs to relax, and just being with what is. And then gently come up, and then just stretch out your legs, not strongly, but just lengthen them. Sorry, someone's fixing their boat, I think. Bring your feet together, knees apart, and then stretch forward. Rest your head. And come up. So we're going to finish, before we do our Shavasana, we're just going to have our legs up the wall. So I'll just show it to you here, as if this was a wall. So you go in towards the wall, thighs against the wall, and feet against the wall, and arms wide in a kind of T shape. And spread the soles of the feet, just like you've been doing throughout the class. But now your feet are happily together again and resting. Keep the skin of the soles of the feet open, sensitive, as if you had eyes on the soles of your feet. Allow your legs to rest down into your hip sockets. Allow your back to spread. And just be with your body breathing. So you could stay there longer, but I want to bring this practice to a close now so it doesn't take forever to upload. So just bend your knees and rest your feet on the wall. So make sure your buttocks are on the ground. And then stretch your arms along the floor behind you. Take a slightly longer exhalation. And then roll to your side. And we're coming to Shavasana now. So if your hamstrings are tired, you can grab a blanket. In fact, I'll grab a blanket and show you. It's a really nice little method. So you just take a folded blanket. In fact, I'm going to make it a bit thicker and wider. if you might not need it, but I'm just showing you this nice little thing I've learnt recently. So the blanket comes up to the top of the leg, below the buttock, where the hamstring comes into the buttocks. And then you slide your legs straight, and you can gently slide your hands from your thighs towards your buttocks as you straighten your legs, and then roll the legs out. So it just allows the hamstring to rest back towards where it sort of joins the buttocks, and then rest your arms to your side. Be on the center of the back of the head. Remember to remove your glasses, and if it's a little chilly, grab a couple of extra blankets and put them on top of your body. And let go completely. Feel the energy in your body. Feel the heat that you've generated, and just bathe in it. Bathe in the prana, the life force energy that's coursing through your body. Feel the tingling, whatever sensations are here in your body. And allow the muscles to relax now. With each exhalation, letting go a little more. And I'm going to leave you in your Shavasana because I've seen it's now been 45 minutes. And you can bring your practice to a close when you are ready, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks so much for joining me all the way to the end of the practice. Namaste.